Welcome to the Happy Hippie Show, viewers. We, the Happy Hippie Show, Happy Hippies, represented by Gen Zs, are traveling to the moon. Now, why are we doing that? There's always a purpose. Since we are facing a lot of issues on Earth, and in order to make Earth a better place, we are shifting to the moon. Having said that, this is a web series of discussions where we speak around social relevant themes and finding solutions for it, discussing the same with the leadership persons. Today we have invited among us Mr. Vittal Ramakrishna, CEO of POD, and Mr. Muthaiah Thiagarajan, CEO of Sporfy. Welcome, sir. So I just want to start with Mr. Vittal, sir. I just want to know what set of skills are required for a person to start up a startup?
Thanks, Shahrukh, first of all, having me on the show. I think the most important skill is, I would say, the willingness to learn. I think that is something which is very important. It is not the only skill. Of course, there are many other skills. I think Muthaiah will be able to tap into the others as well. But willingness to learn is something which keeps anybody who is doing their own task, be it in cookery, be it in painting, plumbing, entrepreneurship. It does not matter what the end application is, but willingness to learn new things, adapt, and finally, know when to pivot at the right time. I think those are essential skills which you will gain through experience. So that is something which I believe is instrumental in any of the domains. That is how I would like to start. Over to Muthaiah.
Yeah. So I completely agree with Vittal, right? So learning is a very continuous process. In order to make a good startup, I think you should be, first of all, having a good plan to what is your forecast of what you wanted to build as a product. And for that, whatever is required in terms of learning skills. So that should be definitely consistent, right? You should consistently learn and then keep upgrading yourself on the product areas where you're involved. And in order to make a good startup, I would say learning is something very important, and also creating a culture where you have a team together who also have similar mind to learn, right? So that is also important. So these are the areas that I would also strongly suggest that if you want to make a good startup, these are the two primary key areas: good team and then consistent learning. Both are very, very key for any startup.
So what are the three things that the Gen Zs, the younger generation of today, must keep in mind in order to level up their capabilities and capacities to cater to the industry needs? What are the three things that you would suggest that the younger generation should keep in mind? Vittal, sir, to start with.
So what I would say is, for the Gen Zs, they should definitely have good learning intent, right? Show that attitude to learn, which is where most of the time I see like the missing pieces are there, that they don't show that intent to learn, and they don't know also what they are doing, right? Especially the Gen Z set of people, they don't know what exactly they are studying for, why they are in that particular zone of means. For an example, somebody would have taken commerce, but they don't know why they took commerce, right? And some would have taken mechanical engineering, but they will not know why they have picked mechanical engineering, right? So that kind of inclarity with which they pick their college, that is one thing that I think which is a lack of the situation or the surrounding they come from. But mostly I hear this very common with any of the Gen Zs, right? So that is something that should have a clarity on, and they should have that learning intent, right? So both things go together. And apart from that, the right attitude to be staying with company for a little longer period, especially on their starting stage of career. That is also very important, because if they want to learn and prove themselves, they need to stick to somewhere where they love to work. If they find a spot, then better grow with that. should be an attitude that they should build up, right? Because somebody switching a lot, if you see on a longer period, their career path would be like not, maybe with compensation they would have grown, but in terms of challenges and coverages, they would have not done great in their career path, right? So that is primarily because of too many jumps they do in the initial stage of career, because of which they will be, example, a software development engineer level 1 would keep moving between multiple companies to stick with same software development engineer level 1, level 2, level 3. Within that, they will keep jumping, right? A simple example, right? If the same person stays with some company, especially during their first 3 to 5 years, and if they perform, and then they definitely, because spending in a single company would organically have a good growth path for them.
Patience is very important. It need not be in a particular company. Even if they have started their own idea or a venture, that also needs a lot of patience. You can't validate an idea in 2 months, 3 months. That's not going to happen. So I think patience is very important in what they're doing. 2, of course, willingness to learn and be proactive. For example, if you join as a graphic designer, you need to understand what would be potentially possible to use the latest tools available in the market. Maybe the company says use this particular tool, but there are certain things which can be done much faster and easier way. You need to be proactive in the industry in which you will be entering, irrespective of what that is, to constantly keep learning. This all comes back to learning again. The faster you're equipped with these things, the sooner you grow as well. So that is something which is there. And third thing is network. Now the industry is at its fingertips, correct? I think Industry 4.0 was something which started 5 years ago as a concept, correct? So with the whole aspect was the information for the industries would be at their fingertips. That was the whole idea why Industry 4.0 started. So now every information is at its fingertips for the Gen Z. So I think they should definitely utilize these opportunities. These were the opportunities which we didn't have as, millennials, if you may call it, right? So I think opportunities are at not the doorstep, at your fingertips. You should definitely make use of it. Stay consistent, persistent, and focus on the goal. That is something which is there. And I think it does not matter which generation it is. There is absolutely no substitute for hard work, even till today. ChatGPT cannot do your hard work. It cannot. So that still comes constantly. You need to go keep knocking doors. Some door is going to knock. You need to be patient for that.
Thank you, Vittal sir, Muthaiah sir, for suggesting the solutions, in terms of the skill training, in terms of the prevailing issue that we are facing on this earth. Thank you very much for providing your insight and interacting with us over the show. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, Shahrukh. Thank you, Muthaiah. Bye-bye.
Sir, I would just like to, introduce you, since you have been working, on this in the space of fundraising, and you have been working in the startup ecosystem of sports. So I would just like to show you what we are, building up. So this is the platform we are building, which is the Adbhut platform. Here we are actually catering to here we actually, create entertainment content. Now those contents are made for different brands, ad agencies, media houses. Now how do we create those content is something we collaborate with the artist. Now artist could be of any form. It could be a graphic designer, it could be a music producer, anything of that sort. Suppose if you need to create a 5-minute ad, in that case we need a collaboration of different artists. So that would happen, working on a project basis.